Hello, this is my presentation on the Grand Canyon National Park. So, why would I choose this site? I do think the Grand Canyon is a very cool future travel destination, and since I want to go visit a lot of the national parks, this will definitely be one I'm going to be checking off my bucket list. Also, as a hobby, I do film photography, and I think this would be a great place just to go snap some photos. The photo on the left actually is a film photo of the Grand Canyon. And then finally, there are some very distinct problems with this site within my field of study. So, why is the Grand Canyon significant? First and foremost, it's a natural beauty and geological wonder being listed as a UNESCO Natural Heritage Site. It's one of the most extreme examples of erosion on Earth's surface being formed from the Colorado River over an immense period of time. Next, it has immense cultural significance. So the Grand Canyon is traditionally or spiritually tied to at least 11 separate Native American tribes, with some, like the Hopi, even treating it as the birthplace of humanity and sort of an afterlife area where spirits can linger. Also, there's a historical significance to the Grand Canyon as it had a great westward pull throughout westward expansion, and it was responsible for many like westward settlement movements as people thought there might be gold within the layers of the canyon, so they went to prospect and try and make money off of that. Also, it was one of the biggest early tourist attractions throughout the country, and as industrialization gave way to breakthroughs like automobiles, it simply made the tourism industry and going to places like the Grand Canyon even more popular. So on the left, I actually have a map of early Native American tribes, and you can see a point where they kind of all overlap. And this is actually on the Colorado River where the Grand Canyon is. So this kind of shows how they all kind of were involved with it. On the right, these are the current Native American reservations. So they are still concentrated on the canyon, even though they have shrunk in size immensely. So from an engineering perspective, the Grand Canyon's main issue is with its infrastructure. So much of the park actually has not been renovated in 70 or so years, and this has led to continuous problems with things like piping issues and leaks. And so the canyon actually only has one main water line that runs through the park into the surrounding area, and this has been the same one since 1960, which has led to numerous bursts, including one that's happening right now. So when these bursts take place, they prevent from being provided to surrounding tourist areas like hotels or restaurants or museums. And this stunts the tourism industry significantly, which is what provides the money for much of the upkeep that the park needs. So, from an engineering perspective, a lot of work could be done to try and find ways to mitigate the costs of bringing in tools to do things like fix the pipes and update the infrastructure. Now, one Japanese site we can compare the Grand Canyon to is Mount Fuji. Obviously, Mount Fuji's up in the sky and the Grand Canyon's down in the earth, but they are both massive geological attractions which have spiritual and traditional ties to local indigenous people. So one distinctor is that Mount Fuji is actually listed as a UNESCO Cultural Heritage Site, and this is mainly due to the sustainability limitations and restrictions that they have to put on the natural sites, which Mount Fuji couldn't quite make due to things like littering near the mountain. And this means they mainly just focus on the cultural aspect relating to things like the shrines at the bottom. So to close, many parks like the Grand Canyon are struggling with things like infrastructure, which engineers can help solve in the future. So look into these parks, go explore, and really just go out and see the world and beautiful places like the Grand Canyon. Thanks.